How's it everybody? Welcome back to Scattered Island. And we are starting off staring down at this town that we built in the last episode. And I see we've got things that are on fire over there. I was chilling here really just monitoring how this intersection is doing. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but it seems to pile up for a little bit and then it starts flowing again. Traffic coming from here for some odd reason seems to disrupt traffic that's coming across this way, which is really weird. It's really funky. Otherwise, I'm loving the activity that's taking place all over the roads. We've got the trains running, we've got the roads going, and this town has come together nicely. But it is not going to be the focus of our attention. Today, I want to turn my attention back to the main city, and I want to try and get as much of this area filled in as I possibly can. I was considering starting a new town over there, so this one is going to be slightly bigger, but I figured since this one is still incomplete, let me rather get it to a bit of a completed state before we move on. What I want to do is that I want to give a different way around that sort of goes over the roundabout and then connects up to this road all the way back here. Why? Because I think it will look cool. It is the only reason, and also the way these cars just do the sudden turn here to me just looks really funkadelic. Let's redo this area and just give a few roads running all over the place and see if we can get this place looking a kind of way. Jeez, man, that was ooh, that was way more than I expected. But even looking at this, it's it's so not cool. Why is it like that? Why is it like this? Just make my life easy. It's all I ask. Make my life easy, please. Okay. I think that's fine. That's better. I don't think I need to go ahead and fight anymore with the roads. I think overall, oh gosh, I don't like this. Ooh, goodness me, I don't like this. What happens if I shrink this back down to 3? Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe 4. How's that? How's 4? How's that? That is... It's a mess, but I'm gonna change it. I'm sorry. I don't like what's happening here. Okay, how's that? Oh, goodness me. I think that is better than what it was before. Because, wow. Anyway, you know what? I don't know if I've cut out a lot in the editing or what, but I think this is better than what I had before. Let's let that run, and we should have all the cars running through this area nice and smooth now. Alright, I'm happy with that. This is a beautiful disaster. Oh, just the way you like them to be. You know what I want to do? So we've got our university campus here, right? I want to jump into my education tree and unlock a couple of things. And I want to start off with this geological building. I had a look at this building a while ago, and I think this building looks very nice wherever it is. There it is. That we can plonk in this little corner right here, like so, and that adds nicely to this entire area. No upgrades, so it looks like all the buildings you unlock do not have any upgrades. Let's lay out a little bit of a road foundation around here and then build up this area. Okay, I have something. Honestly speaking, I did not think I was zoning European buildings here. I thought I was zoning regular American buildings, but alas, they happen to be European and looks more like public housing than anything else if you ask me. But at the end, I like the heights that they have, so I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm going to wait for all these others to develop out here. It's quite a dense development over there. It's looks like public housing, really. It's not something that I had planned at all, so because of that, it really looks odd to me. But you know what? It's fine. I'll leave it for now. I mean, ugh. I'm not quite sure what I want to stick in here. You know what? Let's have a look at if there's anything in here that I can grab. So I know I've grabbed a lot of these things. So we've got things like the central bank that I can. Tourist attractions. This might be some pretty big buildings. We've got 90. You know what? Let's just unlock all of those. This area is complete. Over here, the server farm. Oh, server farm might be a nice building. Let's have a look at that and see what it looks like. Going back here, let's unlock the central bank. We might just use it. These buildings are too bright for my taste, but you know what? They're two each, so let's just grab them. Over here, we've got the Disease Control and the Health Institute. Now, the Health Research Institute might be a nice building. Let's get that. You know what? This might also be a nice building. Let's grab that as well. That has been unlocked. I'm not really bothering myself there just yet. And over here, I'm not really bothering myself with too much of that. Let's look at the police, where we've got the central bank. And the central bank actually fits here nicely. So this might be something, but I don't know if it will actually look good in this space or not. But then we've got this elaborate interchange, or well, intersection here. It could be as a result of that. You know what? Let's plonk that down. Hey, we've got an expansive metropolis. I've never seen this before, so I'm happy to see that. So what does this building look like? This building looks pretty good. That looks very nice. It's a pretty beautiful building. I think we'll leave the back here as a park. And then around here, I think we can develop just more of this mid-rise stuff to fill the space. I think that's gonna make sense. The Research Institute plus 10%, park maintenance minus 10%. Okay, you are a small building. This I can use. Okay, great. What's the footprint of this? If I turn it this way, then I can have a nice park at the back there. All right, I think I'm gonna plonk this one down in this vicinity, and then we will develop out the rest of the space around it. Okay, so this place is all grown out and it's really generic city expansion, to be honest. It is the outside, it's a mid-rise, and considering the fact that I've got a few more tall buildings here, I feel like this space right here should have a tall building. You know, like the last major tall one just before we leave the downtown itself. So I want to try and see what if I plonk a 3x3 office, what height do we get there? So let's get that in. And I would have liked a slightly taller building than that, I must be honest, but I don't think I'll get. Oh no, there we go. This is why this isn't a 3x3, this is a 2x3. So then let's try that again. Let's try that again, and again. Okay, looks like that's all I'm going to keep getting. So let's try one of the high rises and see what we'll get. Could we get something taller? Yes, there we go. That's the height that I want right there. So then it's got one last big chappy before we transition down into the medium densities. I've hugged this highway really tightly with the row houses. It's something that I always had in my mind that I was going to do. I plan on doing similar on this side, but with the low density housing. But right now I'm happy with the shape that we're getting around here. Big brown gray buildings all over the place. Ugh, they look so dull. So what I want to do is, my unemployment is starting to rise again. So I want to create a small little office park just behind this post sorting facility. I think it will be a nice spot for office. I think it will make sense, and hopefully that will create a few more jobs in and around this space. So let's do a little bit of terraforming and let's get some roads in and get a nice office park or block in here. I don't know what possesses me to put down so many trees sometimes. But the unfortunate thing is that it's the only way that we can get any kind of detailing going. And when we look at it, it looks kind of cool. I think it makes the place look very office parky with all of the trees there. So, you know what? It's worth it. I think it's not too bad. All the trees here make the whole area look like it's one big park of some sort where I guess a lot of business is happening. And ooh, look at that. Look at that. I'm loving the flow. I'm really loving the flow. One just can't literally catch a break from this game. Back in, it's cloudy. Oh. Anyways, I want to continue this office park and fill this area in and probably extend it all the way down into this space, and then we will start blending out with cargo train terminal, and then start filling in all of this space and then that space, and I think that should be sufficient progress for today. I'm very close to the winter time now, so we're probably going to finish off this video in good old snow, but hey, it is what it is. All right, let's lay things down. All right, I've built a lot. We've got our office park in here. It is a big one. It's just a bunch of offices. I think this area is probably a little too low lying. I don't think I'll be able to get the type of heights that I want. And looking at these, I'm not very happy with how tall they are either. I think they're a bit too tall. Even these ones scattered around here, I'm not particularly a big fan, but I'm going to go with the same story as is happening over here. That this is a place that is on its way being developed. And so we're starting to see these tall buildings sprout up here and there. I really do wish though that I had slightly more, just slightly taller buildings. I'm considering mixing things up a little bit. Like for example, over here, instead of having this, maybe let's get this in here. So let's get these slightly taller buildings into this spot. That should give this area a little bit of height. I know it's not offices, but it will still do the job. It will do what I'm looking for, which is just get a little bit of height into this area. Maybe get rid of this one, this office, not an office, this shop, and get a big block in there so we get a little bit of height over there as well. And then I'm thinking, this area is not good for residential, so I can't do that over there. The low income ones, okay, so the low income ones will be happy to stay here. So let's get rid of that, and I hope this is a nice building. Got a bit of height there, so that works out nicely. And then maybe just here as well, if I can get a little bit of height in this exact spot, I think that might also be good. Cool. So this one is slightly taller than that one, which is all right. We get a couple more that are going to pop in here and there. And then I guess let me let these grow out and let's see what they look like. Okay, so they've grown out. I think this is a lot better. But this chappy I'm not very happy with. He's not a big block. He just has parking galore, and I don't like that. So I'm going to try my luck with this one and see if they will grow. All right, so he's growing fine. That's not a problem. He's not 100% red. So maybe, just maybe, that one might grow out over there. There was a building I was looking at just now, which I thought would be nice to put in this space. It gives 2% industrial efficiency citywide, 2% export profit. So that I think will be very useful. So let's plonk you over there, and then I'll just put a road around it, and then we'll zone a small little bit of industry and office around it. Let's do that quickly. Alrighty, that's in. So now we've got, the idea now is that this space is going to work as that transition start towards the industrial zone. So in between this space and that, we're going to have some residential development, but there will probably be, what's this thing? Like low income. I think I'm gonna try and use a bit of these low income buildings. I plunked a couple of them there somewhere in and around this place. I never showed this on camera, but I put this railway station in here because I figured when I develop up this area, it would be nice to extend the railway out into this space. So I put this in off camera, not thinking anything of it, and I accidentally saved this. And so yeah, there we go. We've got a train station over here, people. We've got a train station. What I am really in need of right now is education. I have massive elementary school demand, and my high school is running out of capacity. I plan on addressing university and college in the next town that we build, so I'm gonna build it around another university. But for now, I want to put down a high school and an elementary school in here to make it look like something interesting is happening. So I'm going to place all of these down, then work roads in and around the entire place and see how it can all shape up. All right, okay, we've got something in. So I've tried to blend the school in with the surroundings. So I've plopped down 2 elementary schools. Really, this is not meant to be a school, but to look like something is being developed here or has been developed here, and all of this area is shaped up around it. But at the end of the day, this is still a school. It is meant to meet a lot of the demand that we currently have that I really need to address. But this way, we've got education in here. I think what I should do, what I should have done, and that was actually my plan, was to get a bridge over this highway to connect up this space to this area. So these people who are going to school, the kids, can basically cross over and come over here. I wonder if I could build something elaborate over here. I don't know. I'm gonna save that for a little bit later. Let's just fill these spaces in, and then we'll kind of take stock of where things are at. Okie dokie. So I was just about to extend this area out into medium density when I saw somebody in one of these houses fell ill or needed an ambulance. And that reminded me that I did not have a single clinic in all of this area since I plonked down that hospital. So I thought it would be a good idea to have a clinic here to meet the demands of my people. Crematorium is hitting its limit. In fact, it has already hit its limits. So I need to go ahead and start worrying about plonking down another crematorium somewhere. It's so interesting right now, me building and taking all of these things into account. It's stuff that I've never had to think about. Well, in Cities Skylines 1. Never really worried about that since I used mods and all kinds of stuff galore. But now, if I do not think about those things, my city will probably crash and burn. This might be a decent spot for a crematorium, actually, because I've only got one crematorium down. in the entire build that we've been doing. Only one. So if I can get another one down somewhere around here, and then we will put a small little forest around it going into this area, then I think this will work as a nice blending space between the highly developed and the not so highly developed. So if I look in here, it's not a crematorium. Is this a crematorium? Yes, that's a crematorium. Come on, are you honestly going to tell me it's not going to fit on here just because it's a curved road? Oh my goodness. Let's put you there because that is just going to irritate me. Additional incineration. I can only have one additional one, but that's fine. And this is garage extension, right? For more hearses. I can't plonk you there. I can plonk you there. I cannot plonk you there. I don't have any more room to extend. This is extended cold storage, allows storing more deceased citizens before cremation. So let's plonk that down. So we've got you over here. Let's create a bit of a yard for this, and then we will move on. Okay, we've got a yard space for this chappy, and that looks kind of cool. I didn't realize this was on the actual slope. Can I bring it down just a tad bit so that they are on the ground and not the slope? We'll see what this looks like when the winter passes. I'm sure it's probably going to be all of that dirt, sandy, whatever. So looking at this, my symmetry is at 68%. I'm guessing this is availability. Yeah, 68% availability. So I don't need to start emptying it out. It's not needed. I've got the crematorium that is now cool. We'll plonk another crematorium down somewhere else as we continue to expand. Before I jump in and figure out what in the world I'm going to do in these spaces, let's detail out this roundabout with some painful foliage work. So I decided I'm just gonna put commercial on this area. It's something that I'd considered doing a while ago, but decided to hold off on it. But now it is there. We've got commercial buildings all over this place, and yeah, this is cool. This has got the detailing that kind of lines up with all the other stuff that's happening here within the the office park. I think that blends in quite nicely with all of that space. I just want to turn my attention to the cargo train terminal quickly. So it's currently not hooked up. So what I want to do is I want to get a cargo line into this chappy so that it can start importing and exporting whatever it can. Now, I believe I just need to get into my trains and do a cargo route, and I should be able to connect you to you. I think I should have a connection to this side. Yep. So let me let the cargo come from the other side of the map, and then we can connect those. Cargo, create a new route starting here. Okay, cool. So that route is in. we should have trains coming in and out of this place now. I think I'm going to upgrade this one with the additional track. I'm going to connect this track up here and then set up a second route on this one. Alright, so that's in. We have 2 routes in now. We should be getting a ton of import and export off of this one cargo terminal, which I think is going to be cool. Alright, now this area just needs to get developed out. Let's get all of the spaces in. Okay, you know what? It's in. I feel like accidents happen too frequently in this game. That just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, so this whole area is pretty much filled in now. It's amazing how quickly these chappies decide to start complaining about high rent. Like, I genuinely thought this place would not have the best land value, and so it would not be as expensive, but anyways, it is what it is. So we've got quite the traffic happening here, and I can understand why. I want to leave it, but at the same time I want to address it. I'm in two minds as to whether or not to try and fix that traffic or to leave it, because I feel like traffic adds a little bit of life to cities. And the fact that if I fix it, or if I try and fix it and I succeed, then we're gonna have this whole area be basically empty, right? And I don't want that. I don't want that. I like the activity that's happening. So I want to leave the traffic to pile up a bit. I want to see if it's going to have a knock-on effect into the surrounding areas. We'll leave that to sort itself out over time, and let's see if I will need to address it or not. I think I finally know what I'm going to put here. I'm going to level out this ground a little bit, and I'm going to plonk down the server farm. So the idea is to address this communication issue where I'm not getting green everywhere, I've got orange. And quite a number of people left comments on the previous video saying that the server farm should help me get the comms that I need, or at least the coverage that I need. So thank you everybody who said something about the server farm. There are a lot of you. Thank you. We're going to plonk one of those down. We're going to remove all of these roads, terraform this place down a little bit, and then we're gonna stick the server farm down here. I don't know if it's supposed to be placed in any specific place. I certainly hope not, but I think with this telecom tower sitting right here, you know, we could say that the company sits here and it owns both this and the server farm, and that's how this came to be. All right, let's get rid of these roads. Let's stick it down. I just want to look at the upgrades here quickly before I put roads everywhere and I can't continue. Increases the coverage area of the server farm. Range 500 meters, 10,000 upkeep. Okay, plonk that. And this is state-of-the-art machines with high computing power remarkably increases network. We get network capacity of 10,000 gigabits per second. Upkeep is 20,000 a month. What are we? We good. Let's plonk that on. All right, now with all of that plonked, let's see what the coverage looks like before I continue. Ah, it is green, but I still have a little bit of yellow on that side. I wonder if this yellow can be converted to, you know what? I don't think it's the end of the world. A few yellows there. There are always dead spots in cities anyway. All right, so we've got this nice big building here. What I will do now is let's just put a few offices. See, I wanna put slightly higher density items around here so that I get height like this. But my offices are all this tiny little thing, which it irks me. I really want height. So I might zone a residential building here if it will let me, just to see if I can get some height. Nope, it will not let me. All of this is okay. No, I can put the medium density ones around here. Great. So we'll use these to get a little bit of height. Pretend they are offices. Okay, that is what I am going for. Let's get this in and then we'll consider this area done. Alrighty, everybody, I have covered up as much as I had wanted to. I see the traffic is piling up over here. I love it. So we've got a bus route that goes from here to the outside world, right? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bus route and I am going to drag a stop for it. Where is it? Where's the bus route? Hang on a second. I am pretty sure that we had a bus route that connected to the outside world. Or am I what's happened to all of our bus routes, people? What has happened to all of our bus routes? You know what? I may have put down the bus route, but never saved it. Oh, no. Okay. I will restore the bus routes off camera. I don't think that's something I'm going to stress about right now. But what I will do is I will grab this one that goes to the outside world. We're going to run it all the way through this town to you. And then we'll connect that to the outside world. And then come back through you. So this now gives a connection between the outside world, that town, and the main city over here. Great. So that's connected up. We've got all of that up and running. But otherwise, everybody, I think we've made a lot of progress today. This whole area is now done and dusted. The city is looking good. It's looking very filled up. It's a pity we are in winter, but as usual, I am going to let the winter run its course, and then we will jump into the cinematics. Everybody, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, kindly leave a thumbs up. If you've been here a while, haven't hit the subscribe yet, go ahead, hit it right now so that you don't miss future content. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, my YouTube members. All that extra support is truly, truly appreciated. Everybody, until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I shall see you all then. Cheers!